Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. And on tonight's live stream, I'm going to be showing you guys how to fix certain PC issues. So if you guys would like to know how to do that, go ahead and get subscribed to the channel if you're not yet subscribed already. And be sure to turn on all those beautiful bell notifications. So therefore, you won't miss out on any news, updates, and much more as it comes out here on the channel. But with that being said, I do have chats open. So if you guys would like to join the chat, all is welcome as well. Please be respectful to myself, my moderators, and all my viewers because negativity on this channel will not be tolerated at any given time. But I digress. So let's go ahead and dive on into it. And for tonight's, and also I'd like to give a very big shout out to my newest subscriber. I'm not exactly sure who that is, but thank you for subscribing to the channel. That actually does go to help support this channel as well. I definitely can't thank you enough. And we have Carol in chats. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Carol. This is my moderator. So if there's any questions that you may have that's PC related, feel free to ask me because she doesn't know very much about computers. So if you are trying to ask her a question and she replies back, hey, I'm not into this. That's what the host is here for. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into it. So first thing I'm going to do is move my camera. Over here. And now let's say you're looking to do a graphics card update because your PC's graphics card is out of date. And just note for the record, this is a touchscreen PC. So you want to come down here to your Windows icon. No, not your Windows. I got the right idea. Come down here to your Windows icon and right click. If you see this list right here pop up, you're exactly in the right place. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to look for Device Manager. Once you see Device Manager, left click, there'll be a window that'll pop up right here. You have a whole list of options right there. So the whole list of options here, you're going to see the whole list, Device Manager up here at the top. You're going to look for where it says Display Adapters. And right here where my cursor is, click on that arrow. This pulls up your graphics card information. Left click to highlight, right click. Go to Update Driver. The top section allows you to do this automatically, but if you're more advanced, if you're more advanced like I am, you can come down here and do it manually. So quickest way to do this would be automatically. Come down here, search for updated drivers on Windows Update. So once you click over on to this here, this is going to take you directly into settings, and up here at the top, Windows Update. I've done this so many times, I can practically do this blindfolded. But now, since this is actually wanting me to update and install Windows 11, I'm going to have to remove a lot of stuff from here, but I really don't want Windows 11 on this PC. Because if you do have a Windows 11 computer, your right to privacy on there, there is no privacy because Microsoft will be in fact taking screenshots of your computer from the moment you turn it on to the moment you enter your password every 3 seconds. So that's why I'm not putting Windows 11 on here. And if you guys would like to know what version I am currently running, it's Windows 10. Oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh. Back to my home page. Let me get out of this right quick, guys. I'll show you how to do this again. Come down here to your Windows icon, right click. And if I'm going too fast, feel free to let me know in the chats. And we have Clay in chats as well. How you doing, Clay? Big shout out to Clay, by the way. So we're going to come back up here to Device Manager. We're going to left click. Options right here. Come back over to display adapters. Off to the left. This pops out the graphics card information right here. I'm not sure if you guys can see this very well. If you can, let me know in the chats. Right click. Update driver. I usually go with the very top one. It's a lot faster. Click here. This will take you over to settings. And once you see the Windows Update icon pop up, or Windows Update right up here, you're going to usually see right off here to the far right of the screen, like right around this area, it's going to say download or install all. That's probably because your computer's drivers is not up to date, and that's how you would update your driver. And the driver information, you can also find that down here in your taskbar. We see those two apps right here. Let me see, get this down here for you. These two right here, but down below, you'll see 2 bars there. Once you see that you're actually doing your driver updates during the time of your software update as well. So once you get done with all of that, just go ahead and close it out. Now let's say you're, I don't know what just happened here. I think I might have clicked something. So now let's say you want to check your hard drive. Say you keep getting file system errors in your hard drive that keep popping up on your screen. I'm going to show you guys how to alleviate that. And what this does a full system scan. So let's see, we're going to go up here to recycling bin. Left click here. You'll still see you'll see a different icon pop up here, guys, ladies and gentlemen. So once you pull up this page here in your recycling bin, come down here to where it says this PC. Left click one time. C drive is right here. This is where your Microsoft is downloaded onto that hard drive. Right click, go all the way to the very bottom, properties. That's where you're going to want to go. Now, this might be a little tricky. When this window here pops open, you want to come up here to where it says Tools. Once you open up your Tools menu, this option will check drivers for system file or file system errors. So once you pop this up, you're going to come over here to where it says check. It's going to tell you that it's not required. You don't need to scan this drive. I'm going to scan it anyway. So there's times I do have issues with this computer. Let's see if I can do a refresh. Nope, unfortunately not. I'm going to basically refresh all this stuff. Usually it doesn't take that long, but today it's taking a little longer than expected. So this is back on the main screen. You want to come up here to the recycling bin, left click twice, LMB on your mouse, left mouse button. Scroll down to where it says this PC. Left click here. C drive. Left click. You don't have to left click, you can just right click on it. And again, come down here to properties. Once this page pops open, come up here to tools. And now that we're here, come over here to where it says check. Sorry guys, this computer does give me issues every now and then. This is a lower end PC. All right, now that we're back to where we were, if you see where it says right here, see where it says about 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining. This is the system's time config. So it's configured at that specific time zone, but this you don't want to go by. Never go by the time frame up here because it's inaccurate. I'm just kind of hoping that Microsoft can actually find a way to patch that. So now that it's on its second round, it's not even going to make it to where my arrow is now, or my icon. Depending on the type of computer that you have, it doesn't matter what version, Windows 10, Windows 11, it doesn't matter. It's still going to work the exact same. So now it says about 7 minutes. It's not going to reach that. I need to get a tripod for my camera. Usually this goes through pretty quick, guys. All right. I think we're getting somewhere. Look at that. Now that that's complete, you're going to want to come down here and close out this icon. Since we've already done this one here, go down to where it says optimizing and defragmentation. This is basically the old defragment thing for PC. So now we're going to go to optimize. And again, up here where it says C drive, solid state hard drive. It's actually a solid state drive, SSD. You don't have to come up here to click on this. Just come over here and hang on a second, guys. Once you do that, just come over here to optimize. Click that. That should probably take anywhere from 15 to about approximately 30 seconds. If I had to guess, I don't know what just happened here. Just kind of went in and about 15 to 30 seconds. Usually this goes by very quick. I've been having some kind of freezing issues with this computer. So it should take off here in just a moment. There it is. Now that this is done, You definitely do want to definitely do want to schedule an optimization at least weekly, but I do mine like 2, 3 times a week. So after you get done here, just simply opt out. You can come up here, click on that, close everything out. It's all good. Now, if you want to do a virus, or if you want to search your computer for virus protection and stuff like that, you want to run an AV test. I did say that I was going to do that on the next live stream, so here it is. I'm going to move my camera back a little bit so I can actually get my keyboard open here. Oops. All right, and it should pop up right here. Virus threat and protection. Once you open up this folder here, simply click on the link and look at this, guys. Now, a lot of you may know this, a lot of you may not know this, but check your scan options first. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. You can do a quick scan, which is just scan certain files. Go to scan options right down here below, click on this, and occasionally you definitely do want to run a full scan on your PC at least once a month. It doesn't have to be daily, but if your device detects a virus, it'll give you the option to resolve all. Once you resolve everything, you're good to go. That virus is no longer in your PC, but right now I'm going to do a quick scan. But once this gets up and going, this will literally take off, guys. Look at this. And again, if it says estimated time or if it says about, this is usually not the correct time frame, because right here. But now if I did a full scan of my whole entire computer, this would take approximately 45 minutes to right around an hour to do. So, but since this is a short scan, this will probably take about 5, maybe 10 minutes, if that, probably at best. And if you guys seen where it said BitLocker, we're going to get to that here just momentarily. Look at this. Matter of fact, this is flying. Not exactly the speed I expected, but I'm also going to show you guys how to remove previous updates. So if your computer has any update issues, look at this. If this is on Windows 10, we're going to let that go by. And say you missed that, right? And you want to retrieve that information, come down here to this icon right here in the far bottom right-hand side of your screen. Click on that if you're running Windows 10. Windows 11 is a lot different. Okay, Microsoft Windows Defender antivirus scanned your device at 8:20.47 p.m. 7/18. No new threats. Excuse me. No new threats were found. So during this short time, now if you run the short version, you're probably going to get no new threats were found. But if you run the full scan, like I said, that can take up 45 minutes to approximately an hour. If something pops up and it gives you the option to resolve it, you might want to do that. So now let's say your computer is giving you all types of issues, and you want to uninstall previous updates. So you're going to want to come down over here to your where the hell is my cursor? Oh, cursor's right here. So what you're going to want to do is come down to there, click on your start menu, come up here to your power button. You can do it on desktop or laptop. I'm going to show you another way to do this, but also I'm going to show you exactly how you can factory reset your PC or reset all your local files and everything else without even having to mess with your personalized documents, PDAs, PDFs, stuff like that. You don't have to worry about none of that. So I'm going to press down and hold my left shift key. I'm going to restart my PC. Okay, there we go. I got power options. Press down and hold the left shift key and restart the computer. And here you're going to see a whole list of options. When your computer restarts, make sure that you have your left shift key pressed down, so when it pops back up, you should have an option display right here, 4 or 5 different options. Fantastic. We got 4 right here. So I'm going to show you guys exactly where to go. Come down here to troubleshoot. You can reset the PC, keep your personal files, or if you're giving a computer to a friend or loved one, or if you have your own personal PC that you're looking to get rid of, then you go back and you erase everything. That also will erase your profile and stuff like that. But you can also backspace, come down to troubleshoot, go to advanced options, uninstall updates. So if you're going from Windows 10 to Windows 11, uninstall last quality update or uninstall latest feature update. It doesn't matter which one you select. It could be any one of those. Just pick one, or just go back and delete them all, or not delete them, but uninstall every one of them. But if you pick this by mistake, click on where it says continue back to previous Windows version. So once you uninstall updates, that's going to create more space in your hard drive, and you'll be able to download the latest system or your latest operating system for your PC. So if you're on Windows 10 and your and your your memory slot's almost full, that will probably empty out to approximately right around down to about half, maybe, depending on how much stuff you have in your PC. That's taking up a lot of memory space. So there you go. This is going to take me right back to my home screen right here, just like so. I'm going to have to turn my camera because I have to unlock my PC. All right, now that we're back, this is the part, this is like almost the half of it. So now let's say if you have an app that you just uninstalled recently, you install it and it's still not working, or if it's kind of giving you issues. left click on the app, right click, okay, anytime now. This should usually pop up. You want to come down to where it says run as administrator. The computer is now going to ask you, do you want to allow this change to make, or do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? If you do, just go ahead and confirm it. So once you once you confirm it, it's going to open the app. I don't even have to touch my computer to do that. It just does it automatically. So there you go. Now you've seen that for yourself. Now, if you are wanting to go into your, now I'm going to do something a little bit more complicated. So a lot of you might not know what I'm doing. But if you go back and you check out my other video, I'm going to open up my Command Prompt Center. I'm going to type in a command from my computer. SFC space. Wait a minute. I think that's going to be incorrect. I just typed that in incorrectly. Scan now. Space. That should not be doing this. Ah, damn it. Doing the same thing it did yesterday. Or not yesterday, but last stream. There it is. Nope. It's not doing it on this PC, guys. Oh, wait a minute. I know what I didn't do. I know exactly what I didn't do. Here. When you open up your administrator Command Prompt Center, run that as your administrator and confirm the change. This is exactly what you should get. If you got this, if you get this far, you've done it correctly. So if you want, so if you it pops up C drive Windows /system32, what you're going to type in is SFC space scan now, one word, space hyphen C colon, and then press enter. This is what you're going to pop up. This is what's everything in your C drive is going to display. These are all your files. Once you do that, the computer will recognize it if you type it in correctly. But if you type it in incorrectly, your PC will not recognize the command. So if you're having further issues, you can also run a diskpart command. So the diskpart is basically the partition. And you can repair everything right there in your command prompt center. But I'm going to show you something else as well. Stay tuned. Now we're going to talk about BitLocker. Oops. This is BitLocker. This is basically this is for all systems. If your computer does not have BitLocker, which is basically a system encryption for your hard drive, if you're running Windows 10, if you don't have BitLocker or the TPM installed, the TPM is the Trusted Platform Module, which I don't really trust that module, nor do I trust BitLocker. If you guys are in fact setting your computer up and it already has BitLocker in it, you guys can also disable BitLocker. And make sure that you also disable the TPM associated with it. Now, here's the thing. Now, when your system's BIOS doesn't update and you have a corrupt BIOS, you're going to get the BitLocker. It's basically going to hit BitLocker's algorithm. All right. So once you have BitLocker disabled, I'm going to show you what BitLocker recovery screen looks like. You probably get that if you have a bad BIOS. So this would be the BitLocker recovery screen right here. And this is what it looks like on PC. So I'm going to show you exactly how to get this off your screen, because when BitLocker's recovery screen is on there, you won't be getting this screen. This is the screen that you'll be getting. Because once you hit BitLocker's algorithm, or if there's a bad BIOS, there's two ways to fix that. Okay, step one, go into your Microsoft account. And right before you do that, go down. Okay, when you get the BitLocker recovery screen, this is basically going to be for your system, because it's not going to actually have this number right here. Your system is going to have its own numbers and stuff. So this is what it's going to have all the way across your screen. That's not important. The most important part is this first cluster right here. you want to look for this. Once you find that in your Microsoft account, scroll to the far right on PC, or if you're on a different computer, you're going to need two devices for it. You can either use an iPhone, you could use an iPad, Android tablet, or Android phone. I almost started to say iPhone, but you can use and you could use iPhones or you could use Android, whichever you prefer, or whichever system that you actually have. Okay. So again, once you type in that information, you're going to look for this cluster here. In your Microsoft account. Okay. My camera is not focusing. Once you find this in your Microsoft account, scroll to the far right and your BitLocker recovery key should be right there. It is a 48-digit PIN, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, it is. I'm not going to lie, pardon my French. This is a real pain in the ass to do because BitLocker, once you hit that BitLocker screen, you're not going to be able to do anything until you type in that 48-digit code, which I'm in the midst of looking for right now. So just do bear with me for a moment. So what BitLocker does, that is a system encrypted. It's basically an encryption for your computer. So if somebody steals your PC, they try it multiple times to access your account, they can't get in. Bam, BitLocker will lock down the hard drive, and you're not going to be able to do anything until you enter that 48-digit code. I've mentioned this several times before on other live streams. Oops, and I'm too far up. I need to go downwards. So do bear with me for a moment. I will get this stuff pulled up for you and I'll show you what a BitLocker recovery key looks like. Once you get your BitLocker recovery key, write it down on a piece of paper or take a picture of it. Because if you lose that number, you're going to have to go, you can find it in your system, but you're going to have to find BitLocker to be able to do that. And it is a real pain. And I'm also going to be showing you guys how to check your internet speed on your PC. So if you are able to unlock BitLocker and you get out of the screen itself, one of two things, you're going to have to enter that 48-digit code because, like I said, everything else on my computers just went to the blue screen of death. This happens quite often. And that's usually what happens when you get a low-end PC. It goes to the screen of death. Blue screen of death at that. So that means there's probably either a power issue or something is not providing enough. Well, it could be something internal, it could be something motherboard related. Here it is right here. This is what a BitLocker recovery key looks like. And mind you, for the most part, when you do enter BitLocker, you don't want to use these keys here. You don't want to use these over here. Between these and these, it's not going to work. F1 all the way to F10. Those are your function keys. Your computer will recognize those numbers when you press your function key, but if you push one button or push one number that's not a function key and you're not exactly sure which one that is, you're going to have to start that process all the way back over from the very beginning. So the hyphens and stuff like that, you don't have to type in the hyphens because your computer will do that. You just type in the numbers. First row, second row, third row. You got to type all that in and then press enter. Once you press enter, you've done it correctly. There's going to be a small white box that pops up usually right in the middle of your screen. And if you have if your system's already if you have a password on your computer when you go to start it up like this, the password that you have in this little box here that you use to unlock your computer with, you go to that first box up at the very top, type in that password, then you're going to press your tab key. Once you type in your tab key, or once you press for a split second, boom, then you're going to re-enter the same exact password. And once you do that, press enter, and guess what? You're back on Windows 10 or Windows 11, which previous version you were just on is going to be the version you're going to be picking up on. But also, note for the records, you can also, if you know exactly what it is you're doing, there's a CMOS battery on your motherboard of your PC. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to power down your computer, remove that CMOS battery for about 10 to 15 seconds, and then reinsert that CMOS battery, reboot your computer, and let your system do the rest. That should automatically go back. Okay. And by removing the CMOS battery, what that's going to do, that's going to reset all your BIOS back to their defaults. It's not gonna wreak havoc on your computer. Sometimes you got to remove that CMOS battery and then reinstall it. And that usually takes care of the problem. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, or anything computer related, feel free to let me know over here in the chats, or feel free to drop a comment right down below in that wonderful comment section, because every comment does count for something. I did not get a chance to check my comments on my last live stream. I kind of got to doing something else, and I wasn't really paying attention to my comments, so I definitely do want to convey my apologies sincerely to my audience. If you did ask me a question, I have not answered it. I will definitely go back, take a look at that, and try to answer your question. Or questions. I'll make that plural. So at the end of the day, and also just to kind of give you a little bit of a rundown, the time and date, this, no matter if it's on a laptop or desktop, this is being ran by the CMOS battery that's attached directly onto the motherboard. So it doesn't matter if you're running an ATX motherboard, doesn't matter if you're running an ITX or mini ITX motherboard, you still have a CMOS battery that's attached to it. It is detachable, by the way, so if you detach it and you plug it back in, you're not going to damage anything as long as you put it back in the same way you took it out. But there are pins that actually do, oh, excuse me. There are pins that do hold those batteries in place. They're locked in real tight. So definitely be aware of that, guys, when you go to take your computer. If you do take your computer apart, know exactly what it is you're doing, because once you take it apart and you have no idea how to put it back together, that can become a potential issue, a really big problem for your computer. So always make sure that you have everything seated properly. Make sure you take a video of it, and if you have to, play the video backwards in slow motion. Oh, this piece goes here. Oh, this piece goes here. But make sure that when you tighten everything down, don't just sit there and torque it until you can't torque anymore. Turn it until it stops, and then give it about a quarter of a turn and leave it at that. Because if you overturn the screws that are inside of there, you can easily strip all that out, because those threads that are inside of your computer that hold those screws in place, those are all plastic. Oh, little advice from the wise. Make sure that your computer's unplugged, and make sure that there's no power stored up in your PC. Even though your computer is still plugged in, once you unplug it, your system can still hold a charge that can send you flying backwards, because your computer tower does have, on the motherboard, it does have capacitors. So to be able to properly discharge all the capacitors, unplug everything from your computer. If it's a desktop, unplug everything. Press down and hold the power button. If you see it flash on for a second and flash off real fast, that's safe to work on. If you leave it plugged in and you unplug it and you go to work on it, the moment you hit the wrong thing, it's going to shock you. So do be careful of electrical shock when working on electronics. I myself have never had that issue, because I know exactly what to do in cases like that. Worst case scenario, just let it sit for about 24 hours to 48 hours, then go work on it. A lot of you may not know this, but those capacitors can still hold the charge for 24 hours after being unplugged. So always keep that in mind. So it doesn't matter what type of system that you're working on, stuff like that, but always make sure that to discharge all your capacitors. Now, the very old, thick PlayStation 1s, if you guys know anyone who actually has a few of those laying around and needs to get one fixed, I do rebuild the old, thick PlayStation 1s. I have actually rebuilt a couple of them myself. Very simple to do. Just remember how you took it apart, put it back together the same way you took it apart. I've had to replace controller ports. I've had to replace the lens, the laser lens. I had to take those out, replace one of those. And of course, I definitely checked the fuses. None of the fuses were blown. By the time I got done, put everything back together. I plugged it in, pressed the power button. It fired up and it ran just like it was brand new. So if you know anybody who actually does have an old PlayStation 1 or a couple of them, I do rebuild those. So if you're looking for someone who actually does that type of work, Let me know in the comments. And leave your you guys can also check out you guys can also go to my go to Google Chats, because I actually do have a Google Chat account. So there are some things that I do. I'm very well skilled at. And that was my first PlayStation that I have ever rebuilt and actually had to replace parts in. But I plugged it all back in, had it up and running. It worked like it was brand new, just like it left the factory or the manufacturer. It was out of warranty anyway, so that's why I did that. Well, better yet, I tell you what. If you guys are looking for that type of information and you're looking to get a hold of me, I will put my information in the chats. We'll put my email in there. Oops. Or if, well, no, I don't really think that's. Wait a minute. Let me redo that, guys. Mistakes were made. I do make those quite often on my channel, so nothing intentional. I just had one minor error. I didn't space something out. Oh, yeah. So if you guys do have systems like that that do need to be worked on, let me know. PlayStation 2s, PlayStation 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6. I do, or PlayStation 1 through 5. The only PlayStations I work on are the old thick original PlayStations. So anything else outside of that, I I'm going to have to take a look at the inside of other systems as well. So I'm not going to leave this up long. I'm going to eventually take this down. So it's going to be coming down in about 3, 2, 1, gone. But anyway, guys, this is what I do. I have went to school for computers. So if you guys would like to see a photo of that, once again, I have no problem showing you. That's me from a few years ago. IT support specialist. This computer was down for a while. I got this one back up and running. This computer, main PC, which is on right now, the one I'm streaming on, that was down. I got that back up and running. No problem. So I knew exactly what was wrong with this one. I had Windows 11 on this PC, but I had an issue with my computer, so I had to revert back to the original Windows 10 from the day that I bought it. Not from the day that I bought it, from the day that I actually had it. So, yeah, it was a little frustrating, but I had to go in and delete 2 drives. After I deleted 2 drives, I went back in, pressed enter, bam. I brought it back up, and now I got it back online. So, yeah, at one point in time, if you go back and check out my other videos, I did recently do a not recently, as of like yesterday, the day before, but I did make a video installing Windows 11 onto a PC. But pretty soon, guys, they are going to be coming out with Windows 12. There is no specific date of when this is going to be released. So definitely do keep an eye out for that. But there are purchased forms of Windows later versions, but they also do have stuff that a lot of that's purchasable. But there is a way that you can download that at no cost to you. So if there's something I can actually help you out with, fantastic. Let me know in the comments down below. And if you guys do have questions about anything, also let me know as well. Uh, and prices when it comes to working on PlayStation 1s, my prices are more than just reasonable. Because some places they'll charge you like $50 for a shop fee. I probably won't even charge half of that. But if I happen to know some people out there that are really good friends of mine, trust me, I'll even give you a bigger discount. So um, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up for the night, guys. It is 8 minutes after 9. I usually do live stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 8 o'clock p.m. to 9 o'clock p.m., but sometimes 9:30, depending on how many people I have in the chats. But latest time, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So again, I definitely do want to thank you all for being a part of the channel. And big shout out to my newest subs. I definitely do appreciate the love and support that you guys showed here on the channel. That is absolutely awesome. And I hope that every one of you enjoy the rest of your weekend. As of now, I'm going to sign off. I'll be back Tuesday, same time. Sorry that I made it just a little late. I had to do some last minute touch ups before I'd stream. So, uh, hopefully I'll have my timing down a little bit better and start streaming at 8 o'clock. But today was kind of exceptional because I had to go back and kind of edit some of the typing. I kind of misspelled a few things. So I went back, fixed that, and that's why I'm here now. But anyway, I definitely do want to thank you all again for being a part of the channel. And for those of you who are new, have not yet got a chance to get subscribed, go ahead and subscribe for more content. And be sure to turn on all those beautiful bell notifications so you'll be notified each and every single time I live stream. But until then, as always, be safe, stay sharp, stay frosty, and most of all, stay vigilant. Until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.